Young men need to be physically fit. It's almost like a rite of passage for a young man into his adulthood. You need to learn what your body is capable of. You need to learn how to move. You need to learn how to use it. You need to be strong. And it's the glory of young men to be strong. One of the main reasons why it's so important is because it sets you up for the rest of your life. When you're young, it's easy to be strong. It's easy to get strong. But the older that you get, the later that you start, the harder that it is, unless you're using performance enhancing drugs. So my biggest encouragement for young men, the earlier the better, is to start working out. It doesn't have to be weightlifting or something like that, just pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, the usual stuff. This is one of the biggest encouragements that I could have for a young man is to start using your body, learn how to move it, start doing some basic gymnastics, nothing crazy, but just learn how to move. Doing so will make you feel better. It will clear up your mind. Working out and all those endorphins, they really make you have that clear mind that you need. Men need a physical outlet in order to have a clear mind. I find myself getting very stressed and angry if I don't work out, if I don't get that endorphin release. And I think that it's extremely important for men to do, especially the young men who have that high testosterone level. You need that outlet. If you don't have it, whether it's running or working out or playing sports, you're just going to go crazy. It's going to make you depressed. It's going to make you anxious. And some things that you need to be thinking about here is the long term. I'm not saying physical fitness is only important for the now. It's important for the later. You owe it to your wife to not be fat and disgusting. You owe it to your kids to be strong enough to swing them, strong enough to pick them up, to be able to play with them physically. And part of that is the maintenance that comes from working out in your older age. You set that foundation while you're young of your muscles, but you just maintain that as you go through your late adulthood so that you can still play with your children. You want to be 45 and not able to play with your kids. This is why you need to be physically exercising as often as possible. Now, one of the reasons why I prioritize lifting weights over just about any other form of exercise, be it cardio or whatever, is because physical strength lasts a very long time and it decreases very slowly. Unlike running, where if you are let's say you do 5Ks or something, if you took 3 or 4 weeks off, or God forbid, even 3 months off, you would lose a very significant amount of your progress. Whereas with weightlifting, this footage of me in the gym is after not going to the gym for maybe 7-8 months. I hadn't been to the gym in that long, and yet my max numbers here, or the rep ranges and the weights that I'm able to use are still pretty close, relatively close to my max, like maybe 80-85% of what I could usually do. So why physical strength and weightlifting is so important is because it lasts a very long time. It's extremely important for young men to be doing these types of things. And other aspects of working out that, need to be talked about, even though they're not ideal, is that, like it or not, men do respect men who are physically strong. You might not like that. You might think that that's stupid or something like that, but it's true. I've gotten a lot of respect in the gym just by virtue of how much I can lift, period. Not based on anything else, not based on my character or whatever. Just being able to deadlift 500 pounds gets me a lot more respect in the gym than just about anything else. So I don't think that it's right that it is this way, but it's just a fact of the world, and it's something that we live with. So if you want to gain respect in this world, be physically strong. It's just a fact. And as I kind of hinted at earlier, you should be physically working out to be attractive to your wife. You don't want to be a fat slob, and you, if you are, gross, if you are overweight or something like that, you shouldn't be expecting your wife to do the same. You need to be working out to be attractive to women. It's just a fact of the matter. Women, or the good women, are attracted to strong and physically strong appearing men, and they should be. It should be that way, and this is why you need to be physically strong. It demands respect. It is attractive to women, so this is something that you should be doing. Now, I'm not saying you have to be 200 pounds of muscle and all roided up. I think that that's actually not good for you and not good for your body. So I'm just saying you need to be reasonably physically strong. Be able to hold your own. Be able to pick up things that are heavy. I don't think you need to be able to deadlift 400 pounds or something like that, but just be generally physically strong. Look like you have actually worked out before, and that's all that it really takes. And something that is often not talked about in the modern world is that being physically fit and being healthy, having bodily health, is glorifying to God. God gave you this body. He gave you this temple of the Holy Spirit that you have here, and you need to take care of it. You need to do what is good for it. And being physically strong and working out and exercising, these are all things that are going to be glorifying to God. Use everything that God has given you for His glory, and it will be blessed. Now, if anyone is interested, I personally have spent a lot of time working out, especially in my younger years. And if anyone needs advice or has questions on how to do it, feel free to reach out. Maybe I can do some content on, what to do in the gym, what kind of exercises, things like that. But I really think that it is extremely important and something that a lot of younger guys are waking up to at this point, which is great. It shouldn't be something that is just there to boost your ego and to make you, better than everyone else, because let's be honest, working out doesn't make you better than anyone else. But as Christians are to do, we are supposed to be doing everything for others. Get a strong body so that you can help people, move furniture or whatever. Get a strong body so that you can protect, those in your life who need protection. This is what I'm trying to encourage you guys to do. Be using your body, be using what God has given you to glorify Him and to help others. This is what I'm encouraging you to do. So if you need any help with this, please feel free to leave a comment below. I'd be happy to share some wisdom and some thoughts, and maybe possibly do some follow-ups to this video to kind of help you guys out if you need it. So thanks for watching. If this has been helpful for you and has encouraged you to start working out, let me know. I would love to hear it. Drop a comment, like, subscribe. You guys know the deal. Thanks for watching.